Hey guys, you're watching Over the Under podcast, Texas A&M Football Edition. Today is Thursday, August 12th, 2021, and can you believe it? We are about 2 weeks from opening night at Kyle Field. I can't wait. I As a season ticket holder, I couldn't be more excited. I really want September 4th to get here as quick as possible, but camp just started about a week ago. Um, Not a whole lot of news coming out. Not from what I'm hearing. Jimbo Fisher's pretty much keeping everything close to his, all of his cards close to his pocket, or whatever, however that saying goes. Um, but there's who's gonna get starting quarterback? Is it gonna be Haynes King or Zach Calzada? A lot of fans and a lot of media seem to think it's gonna be Haynes King. I think it's gonna be close. I do think it's gonna be Haynes King, but I think it's gonna be close. From what I'm hearing, anyway, I think it's gonna be a close race. I think Haynes King gets it though. Wide receiver room, wide receiver room looks good, really good. Um, Running backs, Isaiah Spiller. Is he gonna be able to stay healthy? I hope so. Is he gonna have the same type of production he did last year? I think so. But today's topic is kind of gonna go all around that. Today's topic, without these guys, without these players, Haynes King or Zach Calzada, whoever gets the job, wouldn't be able to do what they need to do because they wouldn't have the time. Isaiah Spiller wouldn't be able to do his job without these players. The wide receivers wouldn't have time to catch passes because they wouldn't get thrown to them without these players. And what today's topic is, of course, on the offensive line. And yes, they are young. There's not a lot of experience there, but I think the quarterback, I think the wide receivers, and I think my belief is that Isaiah Spiller is in good hands with this offensive line. So let's get to it. Yes, we A&M did lose four uh, four players off the offensive line. Lost Dan Moore, Ryan McCollum, Jared Hawker, Carson Green. Uh, I believe all of them went to the NFL. Pretty sure three of them did. That's a pretty good number. I like that, but I'm pretty sure all of them did actually. All of them are in the NFL. Really good players. Uh, I mean, they only gave up in an all SEC schedule, except for the bowl game against North Carolina. Only gave up 7 sacks all last season. I want to say only gave up 2 sacks through the first 6 or 7 games. I mean, what else could you ask for? They open holes for Isaiah Spiller to run through. They gave time for Kellen Mond to run and look for options in the passing game. They were able to do that. Um, but it's a whole new ball game this year, and there are a lot of questions surrounding this offensive line for a good reason. But I am very optimistic that this team is in good hands with these guys. All right, let's get to it. Left tackle moving over from guard, Kenyon Green. There's a lot of size on this offensive line, just like there was last year. 6'4", 325 junior. Kenyon Green is probably the most established on the offensive line for A&M this year. He in 2019 he had 13 games. In 2020 he played all 10 games. So he's played in every single game for the past 2 seasons. 23 games under his belt. All American. I mean, he's up for almost every single award you could think about when it comes to an offensive lineman. The guy he's a beast. I mean, he is. He was a 5-star coming out of high school. He is He's going to be probably the top producer on the offensive line. I think so. But the guy next to him is no slouch. Akeem Ogunde. Akai Ogunde, 6'4", 305, redshirt freshman, played in one game against South Carolina. Doesn't have a lot of time, but he was a 4-star coming out of high school. Jimbo Fisher was very high on him, and I think he's going to be a top offensive lineman on this offensive line this year too. Um, right there, along with Kenyon Green, they're going to work hard together, no doubt. At center, Luke Matthews. He's a Matthews. It's in the bloodline, right? I mean, 6'4", 310, junior. Played in 11 games in 2019. We lost him last year to injury. Didn't get on the field at all last year due to injury. But I think he'll be more than ready and more than capable to take over for Ryan McCollum uh, from center last year. So this year, I think center's in really good hands with Luke Matthews. At right guard, Laden Robinson, 6'4", 320. Now, that is one, two, three, four. Four offensive linemen at 6'4". At 6'4" height. That's a good size. And every single one of them well over 300 pounds. I mean, 325, 305, 310, 320. Laden Robinson, 320 pounds, sophomore. Uh, he's played sparingly the past 3 seasons. Hadn't really had a lot of time on the field against SEC opponents. But the guy right next to him also doesn't have a lot of time. Blake Trainer, 6'7", the tallest player, the tallest offensive lineman for us this year. 6'7", 320. He outweighs Kenyon Green by 5 pounds. He's the largest offensive lineman that we have this season. Guy's a mountain, and he. That's what I'm saying. These guys, sure, they don't have a lot of time other than Kenyon Green against SEC opponents on the field on game day. But think of the caliber of players they were having to go against in practice against every day in practice. First team defense, second team defense. I mean, if you look at our first and second team defense, that's no slouch. These are good players. Day in and day out, they were having to practice against those guys. Jimbo Fisher has been preparing these players, every single one of these players, for opening night 2021. I have no doubt they're going to be ready. We're going to get the first year mistakes from a lot of them. You know, Kenyon Green, he made some mistakes last year. We're going to get the not the rookie, but I guess the rookie mistakes of movement on the line. Forgetting the snap count, I guess. Stadiums are going to be loud. It's going to be hard to hear. So you're going to get some movement on the line. You're just going to get, I think they'll probably give up more sacks than what the offensive line did last year. I have a feeling that's going to happen. It's just, but the good thing is that this offensive line this year, they have time to gel. 4 of their first 5 games are against teams that really aren't looking to do much this season. And their 5th game is against Mississippi State, a team that still, for the most part, is rebuilding. They have time to regroup, to gel together. Barring injury, that's the worst case scenario. 1 or 2 of these guys get injured, which that would really hurt. But then it comes up, the saying of next man up. Who's up next? But I don't want to even bring that up. This is the first team offense, what we've been given so far. So I'm moving along with these guys. Uh, I like the size. These guys have really good heads on them. Very smart players. I think they're more than capable of taking care of our quarterback, whoever that's going to be, and making holes for Isaiah Spiller to run through. He'll get the yardage. They'll be just fine. They'll be in good hands with this offensive line. I'm not going to worry you or bother you with stats right now. We have plenty of time throughout the season to do that with offensive line stats. I've found a site that actually gives me offensive line stats yardage, for yardage by the running back that's actually made way by the offensive line. So yeah, we'll go all through that during the season and stuff like that. But I'm really excited, and this is what when I go to games and when I watch games on TV, I'm gonna really pay attention to the offensive line this year because they're young and they have experience. It's going to be a learning curve, but it's going to be fun. This is going to be a fun team to watch all the way around, but I think it's especially going to be fun to watch this young offensive line gel together. And next year they're going to come back in full force. I I'm really excited with what this team is. I mean, the coaches poll came out yesterday, and we sixth. A&M got the preseason coaches poll sixth rank. So I think we're better than that. We'll end up better than that. Um, it a lot of it is going to rest on the offensive line and how they play. But I think we'll be just fine. In my opinion, we'll be just fine. What's also going to help them is a new quarterback, a new face at quarterback, whether it be uh, Haynes King or Zach Calzada, Kellen Mond, of course, off to the NFL. At times, and no knock against Kellen Mond, I was at no point Kellen Mond, hater or anything like that. He was a really good quarterback. It took him a while to kind of get used to things. For the most part, it seemed like he was really indecisive in his playmaking. I mean, a lot of times it felt like he was going to, throw the ball and then all of a sudden he was going to run, but then he second thought that. There was no telling what he was going to do at any point. But with Haynes King or Zach Calzada, I think they're a little bit more decisive in their playmaking, and that's going to help this offensive line as well. So I can't wait to actually start getting some stats for the 2021 season when play starts, and we'll go through it all with this offensive line because I'm excited. I'm excited. Guys, subscribe and like. I plan on coming out with another video within the next probably the next day or two. I'm gonna try to day or two. We'll dive into maybe quarterbacks on our next video. That's what I think we're gonna do. Quarterbacks. We'll dive into quarterbacks, then go to running back and linebacker or running backs and wide receivers, and move our way into the defense from there. We have like I said, several weeks left of the off season, but we're inching closer to opening night against Kent State. Can't wait. Like and subscribe. Gig 'em. Have a good one, guys. See you in the next video.